Around November of last year, I finally decided to upgrade my PC. GPU prices seemed to be normal again, and I was tired of not being able to smoothly run the blight on society that is JavaScript and unoptimized Unity games.
You didn't tell me you got a pet worm.
I don't.
Now, as stressful as the whole experience was, it turned out okay. I don't think I'll have to upgrade my PC again for another decade, or hopefully ever, since I'd rather die than upgrade to Windows 11. Of course, with this also came the urge to upgrade other components of my setup, such as my monitor. I've had this 1080p Acer monitor for around 4 or more years now. It's been very reliable. However, the colors on it are quite dull, and 1080p is still pretty cramped for editing software, so I wanted to get a 1440p monitor. I didn't want to get a 4K monitor because it's fucking stupid. They cost more, the upscaling on Windows 10 looks like shit, 4x3 doesn't cleanly upscale, it uses more power, and the difference is barely even noticeable unless you're right next to the screen. Sure, you can run games at 1440p on a 4K display, but then they're all upscaled and blurry, and it just asks the question of why you have one in the first place. So I ended up getting this for the price of my left kidney, this 1440p 240Hz Acer monitor. I run it at 120Hz since 240 just seems excessive, and most games I cap at 60 frames per second anyway, so whatever. Of course, just like any modern product, it despises you. I had to turn off all of the dumb automatic features like G-Sync, Black Boost, and Sharpness because I actually wanted to look at things the way God intended. Now, being the naive, innocent little consumer I was, I really liked it at first. After all, I had nothing else to compare it to at the time. The colors were much more vibrant than all of my other displays, and everything looked great in 1440p. However, there were some issues I even noticed during the honeymoon phase. The HDR is fucking ass. It just makes everything look washed out, which common sense would indicate isn't the intended effect. Fortunately, I don't care about HDR, so that didn't bother me too much. However, the other issue was that the gamma was way too low. If I were to play a horror game, for example, I wouldn't be able to see anything because it's way too dark. You're able to turn it up in the settings, but this monitor is special and doesn't want to be like my other monitors. Correct. But whatever, I like the dark anyway, and it's not that noticeable most of the time. I had heard about these, but I had never experienced them myself. These are what people call dead pixels. A pixel that is dead. However, in my case, it was just stuck being pink, which is arguably worse. Now, being the innocent little consumer I was, I just assumed this monitor would work. After all, it was a 1440p display, it wasn't some OLED 4K display, it was relatively tame. And I've had this 1080p monitor for about 4 years now, and it's never had any problems. And I have a CRT passed down from my mother that still works fine too. So what's your excuse for dying after 4 months? So I ended up going back to return it to Best Buy with my dear old grandmother, you know, since it's a faulty product. Unfortunately, their base warranty only lasts a month. So foolish I was to expect my display to display things. Now, if I was retarded, I could just do the simple thing and buy the monitor again. I mean, why shouldn't I give the company that fucked me even more money for the exact same product that has already failed me once before? After all, now it was on sale for half price! Is this what it's like to get raped? So we had to go through the manufacturer to get it fixed because they have a 2-year warranty. Not replaced, of course, because then I might get one that doesn't have any issues. Nope, they're just going to fix it. So that was an experience that made me incredibly racist.
Hello, your computer has virus.
We had to go buy a cardboard box to ship it because we hadn't spent enough money already. Now after a quick 2 whole fucking weeks, we finally get it back. Fine, whatever, as long as it just works. I read the paper that came with it and it says they tested it and didn't find any issues. Well, what the fuck? There was an issue. Are they saying they fixed it or that they're fucking blind? So I plug it back into my PC, turn it on, and lo and behold, the pink pixel is still there. And now it has company. Incredible. I'm living in an episode of Seinfeld.
We're not gay!
So we send it back again, Another 2 weeks later, and we finally get it back. Again. Is it fixed? Is it fixed? It is! Wait, what the fuck is that? Now there's a blue bar stuck across the screen. How do you even get that to happen? Now would be a good time to mention how this monitor is actually terrible and I hate everything it stands for. Even when its pixels aren't randomly going out, everything on this monitor is actually slightly yellow. You don't really notice until you look to your right and realize everything is wrong. Now, the sheeple who moderate every major website on the uppercase I internet just say, turn off blue light protection, or just change the color values. But software doesn't change hardware. It's still going to be slightly yellow no matter what, and this isn't a problem specific to this monitor either. I got another monitor to try out and it was a shade of puke green instead. I swear to God, the monitors they have on display at Best Buy are completely different than the ones they actually sell because I had the exact same settings, yet mine looked completely different. The moral of this story is don't use the same username you used when you were 12 or else people will see your old amino posts. Yeah, so I'm working on this animation right now, and it's supposed to be like this. But because this software is made by retards, when I actually, play it, it just does that.